a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop socket. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. My name is Hannah Bakucha, a level 2 student of ICAG. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. Hi, my name is Hannah Davakucha, a level 2 student of ICAG. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop socket. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. My name is Hannah Makucha, a level 2 student of ICAG. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader.
The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our tertiary business sense challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more. The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our tertiary business sense challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more. The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our tertiary business sense challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more.
Hi, my name is Hanada Makucha, a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader.
The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our tertiary business sense challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more.
Yeah, I've entered.
CEO of Cape Coast, good morning. Cape Coast CEO, good morning.
Asa, you're muted. You're talking to yourself.
For me, I would say ICA.
Hello, Mr. George. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good. George, this is Kwesi Ajman, Airport Hill.
Yes, sir.
We are told our house water hasn't been flowing for and
Hello. Hello.
Asa, we can hear you. Mm, Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Can you hear me, please?
Good
Yes.
morning.
So I welcome all of you to the second virtual outreach of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. Today's outreach is on the topic ICAG and U, courses offered, training centers, and job opportunities. Before we start the program, we'll call on Mr. Thomas Osai to give us the opening prayer. Mr. Osai, please give us the opening prayer. Thomas Osai. Thomas Osai, are you online? All right, if Thomas is not around, Madam Joyce, do give us the opening prayer. Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hello, Trawili. Are we good to go?
Yeah, we are good to go. Please, someone should give us the opening prayer so we start.
Okay. If we are ready, shall we pray?
Hello, Trawili. Are we good to go?
Yeah, we are good to go. Please, someone should give us the opening prayer so we start.
So, Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for your grace and mercies. We thank you for life. We thank you for the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. We thank you for our second virtual outreach program. We pray that this morning, come and take mighty control over the whole program. We pray and we commit our technical team, especially into your hands. Grant us your grace and mercies so that this information will flow to all spheres of life. People who are yet to connect to participate in this program, we commit them as well into your hands. Grant us your grace and mercies for the success for today, and we'll have the cause to glorify your name through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very
Amen.
much, Mr. John Hansen. I want to advise that if you are not on the floor, kindly mute your microphones so we limit the amount of feedback we are having at the background. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to this second virtual outreach. Now, soon after
Amen.
Ghana gained independence, there was a need to achieve optimum development in every facet of Ghana's human life. Now, at the time, there was a general yearning by the average Ghanaian to develop their local capacity. Now, the training of accountants was experiencing severe difficulties due to inadequate local practical experience for accountancy training. Now, this eventually led to the establishment of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana in 1963 by an Act of Parliament. The ICAG, as we have it currently, is led by a Chief Executive Officer, a strong man by name Mr. Paul Kwesi Ajiman. Before we can have a successful discussion, we'll call on the father of the house, Mr. Kwesi Ajiman, to welcome all of us. Thank you very much, Mr. Ajiman. If you are here, please welcome us and give us your opening remarks.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Alasa Proudly. and good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Good,
morning.
good. As Mr. Alasa just indicated, before independence, financial management in the country was basically being handled by the expatriates and then the colonial masters who were around. After independence, when we started taking care of our own destiny, it became very necessary for the then government to set up the Institute of Chartered Accountants. And to that effect, an Act of Parliament, Act 170 1963, was passed to set up the Institute. Basically, for the Institute to regulate the profession, the accountancy profession, and also to ensure proper training for accountants in the country. The Institute of Chartered Accountants has gone through this three phases to ensure that this mandate is achieved. And the mandate being achieved is not just an overnight activity, but it's a lifelong activity. By so doing, to date, the Institute has over 6,000 chartered accountants in the country. Somebody might say 6,000 is a lot, but we tell you 6,000 is woefully inadequate to meet the accountancy needs of business and government in this country. You can look at the various businesses that are established in this country, as well as the governmental institutions. If you were to post just one accountant to every institution, I'm sure you can only cover about 10% or to maximum 20% in this country. This tells us that there was a huge gap for chartered accountants to be trained so that they can be absorbed into the system to facilitate accountancy duties. On that note, we deem it as a responsibility from our law to ensure that we expand the training of accountants to rope in more accountants to meet the needs of accountancy practice in the country. And this has led us to organize such a forum. Before the COVID, we would have been doing in-person fora, workshops, outreaches, and trying to reach out to as many as possible people to let them know the existence of the institute and the benefits of being a chartered accountant in the country. So that is the reason why this is being organized. I am sure going through today's program and today's program, most of us will be very certain that yes, indeed, there is a need for us to enroll as students of accountancy, go through the accountancy profession and become chartered accountants. And trust me, that wouldn't be a wrong or a bad decision. On this note, I welcome all of us to today's program, and then let's pay critical attention to today's program. Even if we are not certain after the program, our offices are open for everybody to reach out to us. You can see our various telephone lines rolling, and then you know where you can find us at Oponglo to come for further discussion, even if you are not convinced or you don't get things right from today's program. So you are all welcome, and I wish you all enjoy your stay and the session with the Institute of Chartered Accountants. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, CEO Mr. Kwesi Ajman. So I'll start from where my CEO left off. You can visit or call in our offices. We have offices in Accra, which is our head office, in Kumasi, in Cape Coast, and then in Tamale. Our Accra office, like CEO said, is located at East Legon Accountancy House on the Trinity Road. Our digital address is GA4169898. Our telephone number is 0558 836988, 0503 035428. Our commercial office is headed by Sandra Asafoje, located at the Ahunjo Roundabout, Nyako Plaza, same building with IPMC and the ADB Bank. Contact is 0243 967134. Our Cape Coast manager is Mr. Thomas Osei. The office is located at the Cape Coast Technical University on the first floor of the old administration block. His contact is 0264 423 and 0205 253035. Our Tamale regional officer is Miss Felicia Nambere. The office is located at the Yamusa building. Her contact is 0249 060694. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the second virtual outreach. The first edition was held on 21st August 2020, and we discussed key topics such as the general information about ICAG and the CA course, which was delivered by Mr. Patrick Mensah, the Director for Student Services. The second topic was the importance of choosing accountancy as a profession, especially in this COVID era, and this topic was handled by the Director, Technical and Research of ICAG, Mr. Osei Kwekwe Jejemfi. The third topic was on the myth, the fallacies, and the truth about the CA profession. And this was handled by Mrs. Olivia Uniscotti, the examinations manager. Today's session is on the theme, ICAG and you, courses offered, training centers, job opportunities. We have a team of competent persons around to handle the topics excellently. The subtopics we are going to be looking at, the job opportunities theoretically to be handled by Mr. Augustinado, and we will have Mr. Imando Poano and Ms. Genevieve Dazi as testimonials. Our second topics will be on the job opportunities, practical experience to be delivered by Madam Jemima Enyokublenu, and the testimonials will be Mr. Francis Ansa and Ms. Mavis Ajiman. The third topic will be courses offered and training to be delivered by Mr. Patrick Mensah, Director, Student Services. Our testimonials will be Joshua Adi and Ms. Ramat Boache. It means we are going to have 3 panel members and then 6 testimonial team. So for the rules of engagement, what we will do is that the panel members are going to give their presentation, and then that should be in about 10 minutes maximum, and then we'll have testimonials, 2 each for each of the topics, to be taken within 2 to 3 minutes each. After that, if there are any questions you want to ask, you send them in by contributing in the comment section, sending all your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a Google form where you tell us your feedback from the program. And then if you have any feedback for us, you let us know so that we improve upon our program. Now, I'll zoom straight into our first presentation. Our first speaker for today's outreach is a renowned chartered accountant and an accountancy educationist with a very successful career in accounting, spanning private and public practice, with excellent academic and industrial exposure. He has made invaluable contributions towards financial management of corporate Ghana in various ways, including serving as a panel member for the drafting of the anti-money laundering bill, served as a panel member for the review of internal audit standards, served as a member of the project team for the adoption of international financial reporting standards and international standards on auditing. He was a member of the IPSAS implementation working group and a panel member for the review of the public financial management bill. His contribution towards accountancy education in Ghana is par excellence, having served as an adjunct lecturer in the University of Cape Coast School of Business, the University of Ghana Business School, the University of Professional Studies Graduate School, and the KNUST Business School. He has published 6 books in financial reporting, corporate reporting, and auditing, and presented various papers in accountancy in Ghana, Liberia, Nigeria, and Uganda. He is currently a council member of the Institute, serving his 2nd term, a board member of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the chairman of the Finance and Administration Committee of SEC, chairman of the Audit Committee of the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture, and a member of the Audit Committee of the Ministry of Energy. He was a Director, Technical and Research of the Institute for almost 10 years between 2005 and 2015. He served as an acting CEO for the Institute in 2016 and currently the Director for Member Services of ICAG. Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker is Mr. Augustine Addo.
Thank you, Mr. Trauli. The CV that you have given is making my head swollen, but I think I deserve it. I have nothing is incorrect in what you have said. Honorable prospective accountants, we are here to tell you that you have not made a mistake at all to decide to become accountants. Accountancy profession is perhaps the oldest profession created by God, and we have actually upheld it into an esteemed profession, and we are proud to say that It's a good profession. Once you enter it, you never regret. Why am I saying that? If you go through the scheme and become a professional accountant, there is no way you cannot get a job to do. Let me challenge you, and from today, take the national dailies and look at the advert section. There's no single day that there will not be an advert looking for an accountant. And that tells you that you are very, very much fortunate to be in the profession or trying to become a profession. Now, the accountancy profession is the only profession that is required by every facet of the national or global economy. Military, police, agriculture, medicine, banking, insurance, talk of it, education, every aspect of our economic life or our national life will require the service of an accountant. And therefore, you can never become a chartered accountant without having opportunity of gaining a good employment. As our CEO said, people think 6,000 members are more. And as he rightly said, a research was done by University of Ghana some 10 years ago. And at that time, our membership was about 2,000. And the research indicated that we needed 10,000 accountants to service Ghana at that time. Now, we require about 20,000 accountants to service Mother Ghana. And if we have 6,000, it means there is a yawning gap of 14,000. So when you come in and you qualify, there's no way you cannot get a job to do. And then when it comes to the prestige, perhaps accountancy is the one that will give the most prestigious job. Some accountants in Ghana are earning as much as $10,000, and that is what they are earning. Apart from that, occupational mobility is par excellence. You can fit in every job without any hitch. Another aspect of accountancy is that you can do it on your own as part-time. You can do it as a full-time employee. You can combine both part-time and full-time. As Rauli was giving my profile, he said, I'm a part-time lecturer in 5 universities and I work as a chartered accountant Ghana. You don't have to actually work against your main employment, but if you are very enterprising, you can get some small revenue somewhere to support your main work. And that makes it a very, very lucrative job. Another one is prestige. If you're an accountant and you say you are a chartered accountant, you have reached the peak of your profession and everybody's self-esteem is there and you'll be respected everywhere you go. Another mark of accountancy is that you do it and you don't go on retirement. After age 50, you can still mobilize yourself and then you can actually go on and earn some income. In fact, on our list of register, we have some members who are as old as 75 and are still earning income through accountancy practice. So that tells you that accountancy practice is very good. One thing that also makes our profession very good that should attract you to join us is that when you become an accountant, you wake up in the morning, you look at your certificate that is there, and the word is integrity. You would always want to work with the highest of integrity. And on very rare occasions, would you hear of a professional or a chartered accountant misbehaving? Most of the accountants that we hear have stolen money are those who have not gone through the system and who don't cherish the certificate that you have. If you qualify as a chartered accountant, you look at the certificate that you have, you only look at your God and say that, oh God, I have a certificate of integrity that you're giving me to defend. And you always espouse piety and eschew all vices. That is the hallmark of accountancy. In ending this, I want to say that we are highly paid. Accountants are not poor at all. If you are not rich as an accountant, then you are not poor. Maybe you don't want to sound rich, but you can never be poor if you're an accountant. Employment will always be there, and you have self-esteem, and then you have occupational mobility. In summary, one thing that you need to do is that once you have decided to become accountant, there are certain attributes I want you to uphold. One, perseverance. When you write the exam today and you don't pass, you haven't failed, just that you didn't pass. Go in for the second time, go in for the third time. There is one particular cherished practitioner in Ghana who would always tell you that in his final exam, he did not pass 5 times. He passed at the C sitting. It doesn't mean that he failed, just that he could not pass at that point in time. And that is the whole perseverance. The second one is commitment. When you start writing the professional exam, please commit yourself to it. It is not a laissez-faire route. Commit yourself, commit your resources, and give it the highest level of priority. The third one is tenacity or focus. You have to focus on it. If you enter the profession as a student, you need to every sitting will, so long as money is not a problem, register and write, and pass. And then the other one is excellent and details or accuracy. Once you start the exam, whatever you are doing, you must make sure that you are doing it correctly. If you imbibe these hallmarks, then obviously you become accountant in the very near future. And once you become an accountant, you get highly paid, good salary, good employment, prestige, self-esteem, and occupational mobility. I thank you. I want to end it by saying that all those who have decided to become accountants, the road is very clear and you can pass without any difficulty. And when you pass, you would also be satisfied in terms of job opportunities. Thank you, and we wish you the best in your endeavors to become chartered accountants.
Thank you very much, Mr. Augustinado. Before you run away, since I know you have an important program to attend, please respond to these 2 or 3 questions. Nanaya or Robertson asks, is this year's induction training going to be virtual?
We will communicate subsequently. The decision is yet, we'll communicate subsequently.
That's fine. And then he also, Santino wants to ask, is there any way ICAG determines salaries for its members in government institutions in Ghana?
It is not in our ambit to tell employer how much you pay our members. However, if in terms of placement at your workplace, you are not satisfied, inform us. We can engage your employer, tell the employer how much your worth is, and try to convince the employer to place you at the right point in time.
Okay, and then finally, Collins Kenya is asking why ICAG has stopped the postings of job vacancies on the website.
We haven't stopped. Anytime we get job opportunities, we look at the requirements, and sometimes we don't post it at the website. We look at the pool of our members who have shown their availability, and we contact them. When it has a general applicability in terms of the job requirement, we post them onto our job site. You should continually visit the job website, and one day, you'll get your luck shining.
Thank you very much, Mr. Augustine Ado. You are discharged.
Thank
So
you.
to
I'm
discuss,
still available. If there is any question as we go along, we will be available to come in.
That's fine, sir. Thank you. So to make follow-up presentations on what Mr. Augustinado has done, we will have Mr. Imanoko and Ms. Genevieve does. But before they come in, one thing stands out from what Mr. Ado says. He says you can never be poor if you are a chartered accountant. You can never be poor if you are a chartered accountant. That's a profound statement. Thank you very much, Mr. Augustinado. We are welcoming Mr. Imanoko to speak to us. He's a 28-year-old young man, married with 2 young kids, and is based in Canada. He completed his ICAG and first degree at the University of Ghana in 2013. He started as a national service person with Deloitte in Ghana in October 2013, and he's currently an experienced audit manager. That's for external audit with Deloitte Canada, with focus on mining and oil and gas industries across West Africa, Europe, and North America. He's worked with Deloitte in 3 different cities: Accra, Ghana; Vancouver in Canada; and Calgary in Canada. Now, one thing about Yima is that in May 2010, he took the ICAG graduation by storm. He was adjudged the best student in audit and internal review, business and corporate law, and the principles and practice of taxation. He capped it off by winning the overall best student in level 3 for that particular sitting. He qualified in May 2013. Emmanuel, I remember that graduation very well. If you are here, please take charge and tell us some theoretical job opportunities you may be aware of with your association with the institute. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me. And I want to say thank you to the leaders of the Institute, the CEO, the directors, Mr. Mensah, Mr. Ado, and everyone for having me. So yeah, I mean, Mr. Ado said a lot of things, and the Institute has been a big game changer for me personally, and talking about it theoretically. So when I completed my first degree and ICA in 2013, prior to that, I was a very young guy. I didn't really have any idea what I would want to do. We were young, so we wanted to complete the university and we wanted to write our exam, and we were just enjoying writing the exam. But the one thing that ICA did for me theoretically is to put everything in perspective. I came up from a very poor background, and so my whole dream was to get a first degree, and make my parents very proud. But going through that, I realized, well, if you want to be in the accounting profession, you need to be a chartered accountant. And so going through that actually shaped my perspective in terms of the kind of opportunities you can have, the kind of things you can do, and what the accounting profession actually entails. So I would say it gave me that kind of maturity in terms of thinking about the bigger picture, getting access to people like Mr. Ado, Mr. Mensah, getting access to people that have experienced the profession, and they been there to be able to guide you and give you perspectives on how to practice this profession. And I think in terms of job opportunities and how your association with the institute helps, I think it helps in so many ways, and I'll just give 1 or 2 examples. But currently, like you rightly said, I'm an audit manager with Deloitte in Canada, and my only qualification that I can point to as a chartered accountant is with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. So I'm practicing in Canada, all right, but the only reason why I'm called a chartered accountant in Ghana is because of my association with the institutes back in Ghana. The other thing too is, so when I completed my program in 2013, I was obviously looking for national service and all that. And I remember very well walking in the corridors of ICAG, and this Mr. Mensah mentioning to the CEO at the time that, oh, this is a very young guy. He just qualified his CA and he's looking for a job. And he just made a phone call to Deloitte and said, hey, we have a young guy. He just completed his CA. He's looking for a job. If you have an opening and you're interested, you can just interview him and see. And that's how my transitioning to working at Deloitte started 7 years ago back in Ghana. And when I joined Deloitte, I was easily noticed, mainly because at the time when I completed my first degree and I was doing my national service, I had also finished my ICA profession. And so there wasn't a lot of people that would have done that. There were very few people in the country that had done that at the time. And I believe Jemima is on the call. She's going to speak to that as well. But it makes you stand out easily for people to realize that, well, this is a smart guy. We think, let's give him an opportunity and see what he can do with it. And so I was easily picked for any job or any audit assignment that was viewed as very lucrative and had lots of opportunities. And that's how I got noticed in Deloitte, because I was a CA, I was associated with the institute, and everybody wanted to give me an opportunity to show what I could offer. And so that helped me, because that engagement that I did, which was my first ever audit engagement back in Ghana, is what helped me transition to Canada, because it was an international engagement. It was the first time I was working with people from outside the country, and it was the first time I actually conceived the idea of wanting to travel out of the country. I'm not trying to say that everybody has to travel out of the country. I mean, I think Ghana is a beautiful place. Ghana is one of the best places on the earth, and I always love my country back home. But working with people from other parts of the world actually then gave me another desire to want to practice the accounting profession on another level. And that's how I began to pursue my dream of wanting to work in Canada, which by the grace of God materialized for me in 2017. The other thing is, it's actually, so when you go through especially the model of audit and all that, and you go through the ethics of the profession. I mean, I'm a Christian, and so I hold in high esteem the Christian values, and I found it very interesting that as I went through the program, I was being trained to live very well, to have kind of certain values, which I found personally very beneficial and aligned to my faith. I mean, as an accountant and even as an auditor, you shouldn't be seen as being drunk. You know, you don't have to engage in certain activities. It's prohibited even as an auditor to be investing in the clients that you audit and all that. And I think these are things that helps curtail corruption in the fiber of society. And so I think theoretically it makes you a better person. It makes you think broadly. It puts you out there for any opportunity. And like Mr. Ado said, every industry in the world, every profession, every corner of the world needs an accountant. And so I believe it's a great program. To be very sincere with you, when we were right now CA back in 2010, 2011, didn't have the opportunity that a lot of people on the call now have of hearing from a lot of people that have gone through the program and giving you testimony of their views. But the one thing I would say is your career is yours. The Institute can only offer a channel. They've offered it to some of us. We've benefited from it. We still continue to benefit from it. And so I would employ everyone on the call to give the Institute a chance and take part in what the Institute is doing, and it's going to benefit you and your family in the long term. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Before you go, let me ask a question. Now, looking at what you've said, does it mean if you have a CA, you can work outside Ghana? Because usually the myth out there is that if you write ICAG, you cannot work outside Ghana. Sure,
no, thank you. Yeah, I mean it's a perception out there, and you would think that accounting is a profession that has very smart people, and so people would read around and identify some of these things and know that it's just a marketing strategy of some professions to want to sway people from one side to the other. I'm not here to talk about any other profession. I'm just here to say I am an ICA member. I became a member in 2016. I'm still a member. I work in Canada, and the only professional certification I have is the CA profession. The difference is, so you can work for wherever you want in every other country, because ICA, I believe, is part of the IFAC countries. And so it's accredited everywhere in the world. And when I did my interview with Deloitte Canada, I never had a question of which other qualification do you have. And so I think it's a myth, and like you rightly said, it's not something that people should be concerned about. I believe the profession, like I said, puts you on a level. And what that does for you is people then judge you by your competence and your output instead of thinking about just the kind of qualification you have. The difference is in Canada. So, like I said, I'm an audit manager. I could go up to become a director in the firm in Canada without having to become a member of the CA in Canada. The only difference is when you want to become a partner in a firm in any country, you need to be a member of the accountancy profession in that country, and it applies to Ghana.
Yeah.
If you have a CPA Canada and you come to Ghana, you still have to be part of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana to be able to become a partner in Ghana, and that's the only difference. Apart from that, I think everything else is the same. And yeah, thank you for the question. I hope I responded well.
Emmanuel Puano is a living testimony of the fallacy in that myth that people go around to say, just to discredit their only professional body in charge of the regulation of the accountancy profession in the country. My second question, you made mention of the fact that you wrote CA whilst you were in school. Is that something you recommend? Will you recommend writing the CA whilst in school?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's one of the benefits that I found ICA to be. In Canada, it's a little bit different. So you can't write your CA while you're in the university in Canada. You would have to be done your university degree and then you can enroll for the CPA. But the difference for me is I when I was in the university, I never wanted, like, I always said to myself, I didn't want to work because I wanted to finish my education and then commit all my time to that. And then when I start to work, I'll commit all my time to working. And so I was very glad that I had the opportunity to study the CA along my first degree because I was always about studying, I was always about reading and writing exams and all that. And so as far as and as long as it worked in terms of my schedule for school and the profession, I always did that. And the good thing was I was a BSc admin student at the University of Ghana Business School. So most of my courses that I was taking at the time were similar to what ICA was teaching me, or even ICA was probably a little bit more deeper than what the university was doing. And so that even benefited me because sometimes I wouldn't necessarily, I would miss a lecture or something, but I knew the course. I could write the test and the exam because I was very familiar with the material from ICA. And so yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think as long as it works for you, I would advise that you do that because working and schooling is not an easy thing to do. And yeah, if you have the opportunity now, I think this is the best time to do it. So
Thank you very much, Ima. So we will let you relax for now, and then come in anytime there are questions. So that was Ima Nopoanum, audit manager, Deloitte, Canada. Our next testimonial on the same topic will be Ms. Genevieve Dazi. She works with First Insurance Company Limited. She's been with them for 3.5 years as executive officer in charge of finance. Once again, Genevieve, in 2015, she destroyed virtually the ICA graduation ceremony. She won the best student for first attempt, overall best female candidate, and also the overall best student in level 3. Now, she did all this at the age of 23. Yes, at the age of 23. Ladies and gentlemen, Genevieve Dazi is our next speaker.
Okay, hello everybody. I'll keep this quite short here. Thank you all for having me. My name is Genevieve Dazi. I currently work in First Insurance Company Limited as an executive officer in charge of finance. In 2015, I enrolled in ICAG whilst doing my national service. And this was mainly because I read BCom in UCC and I had a first class. And in ICA, first class students do not pay for the cost of the papers. So I took full of it. So in May 2015, I wrote 4 papers in level 2 because I had some exemptions. And then I continued with the level 3 papers in November 2015. Much easier. I had enrolled in a master's work and study, and also gave me an atmosphere and environment to practice all that I had learned in school. So I've been here for almost 4 years, the past 3.5 years, with several other offers coming my way, and I'm still sitting through. So yes, for me, ICA has been very beneficial, and I encourage everybody to enroll because it opens the doors for you. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Genevieve. That was short, straight to the point. But if I may ask, you mentioned that you had the ICAG scholarship. So it actually works.
Oh yes, yes, yes. It really works for first class students. It really works. It really does.
Wow.
I didn't pay for the cost of my papers.
Okay, so you actually didn't pay anything at all.
No, please, I didn't.
Wow, that's great. We thank you, ICAG. So Genevieve, kindly, you'll be on standby anytime there are questions. We'll come back to you. Thank you very much for
Yes,
your
thank you.
presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, there is still the second virtual outreach of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. We have a team backstage supported by the event and management team led by Miss Joyce Edu, Mr. John Hansen. We have Thomas Osei, the regional officers Thomas Osei, Sandra Asafuje, Felicia Nambiri, and I'm supported by my co-coordinator, Miss Nana Ekuafibi. Our IT support is by Mr. Kingsford Otu and then Martin Okere. Now we are going into our next topic, which is ICAG, the job opportunities. And this time we're looking at practical experience. To handle that, we will have Madam Jemima Enyokubleno. Now, Jemima currently works as finance manager with Niche Cocoa Industry Limited. Prior to that, she joined PwC in October 2012 as audit associate, and she rose through the rank to assistant manager. She graduated from the University of Professional Studies, Accra, with first class and Bachelor of Science in Accounting. She did her MBA in Accounting and Finance and LLB from the University of London. She's a chartered accountant and also a chartered tax consultant. She's a proud member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. She has extensive experience in providing statutory audit services to organizations in many sectors, which includes insurance, banking, investments, and manufacturing. Now, she qualified as a CA in November 2011 at a young age of 20. Yeah, you heard me right, at a young age of 20. And that year, she won ICAG's President Special Award. Now, as far as I can remember, she's the last recipient of that award. Yes, that's how special the award is. Enyo, are you around? If you are here, please take over and tell us the practical experience for being a CA.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can
Hello?
hear you.
Great.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Good. My network is a bit bad, but I think it's fine now. So I'm gonna go straight to the practicality of the CA and give my bit of experience. So it will be more practical. So currently, I'm a finance manager at Niche Cocoa, and I would say that CA actually prepared the foundation for this job opportunity. And even when I was in PwC, it actually gave me a great job opportunity, and technically was able to compete with a lot of my colleagues or mates when I was in school. Like you actually said, I finished my CA in 2011. I finished my first degree. I was doing it concurrently with my first degree. That was in 2009 to 2012. And I finished my first degree in first class in November. Then I got 2 job opportunities, one from PwC, one from EY, and even Deloitte. So that's a 3. And I decided to choose PwC. And I went to PwC. I was with PwC for 3 years. And based on the CA qualification, of course, because I had a CA qualification, it put me at the higher kind of rank. So I was a bit earning kind of higher than what my colleagues were earning. And the CA put me into that stage in my 3 years when I was in PwC. And I moved from PwC to PwC UK. I was on secondment. And one of the key criteria they actually look out for when you're a chartered accountant or when you're in your big 4 is because you have to have the CA qualification or maybe be a chartered accountant. So that gave me the opportunity to go into to secondment in the UK, PwC. I was in the UK for a couple of years, and I came back to Ghana with PwC. Then I would say practically CA is actually a good professional program in the sense that it gives you the technical aspects of life. It's actually shape your career. It gives you a lot of career opportunity, not just in Ghana, but worldwide. And apart from just being a chartered accountant or maybe CA, you can also be a management consultant, a financial planner. You can be a financial analyst, a corporate treasurer. and you can work in different industries. So you can work in, let's say, the auditing firms, a banking industry, an insurance company, any field, because every company will need an accountant. Every company will need a financial planner or someone who will give a good advice of the health of how the company is performing. So CA actually helped me to grow professionally. It actually gave me the affluent lifestyle and work with companies that you find it incredibly fulfilling. And I will say that when I was doing my first degree, I was doing the CA alongside, even to my CIT, that's the Chartered Institute of Taxation alongside. And it's one of the professional programs that actually I hold it in high esteem because I wasn't, like Emmanuel would say, reading. He's actually my friend, so I know him really well. You were reading tirelessly, where like you come to the campus, you read because I actually hold it in high esteem because I know in November, Unibank, EY, PwC gave me a job offer, including a lecturing job at UPSA. So I decided that okay, I need to have the foundation of my career path. So I went to the auditing firm. It is a great start because it gives you a varieties of opportunity, even to the global opportunities. I've actually had global interviews. Even the UK PwC that I went to was actually based on the CA qualification, because if you don't have you're not a chartered accountant, or maybe you're not a qualified accountant, you can have global opportunities in the auditing firms. You need to have global opportunities. You need to have the CA or maybe a chartered accountant qualification that will break the the rules or break all the paths for you to be able to aspire and continue your career path. Apart from that, I think other qualifications that I've had was also based on the fact that I use CA as my main qualification, and including the fact that I'm even doing my master's at Cambridge University now. And but one of the reasons I actually got that was because you will have a professional qualification that you have to indicate it, your experiences that you've had, and because I've worked with PricewaterhouseCoopers, it gives me the varieties of experience that I've had, the leadership skills. I mean, in terms of lifestyle and all those, how to be able to lead is based on the fact that I have the foundation right. And it's a professional body that will give you the fundamental that they interact with other companies that can even kind of be in the edge or maybe advocates for their students. Because I quite remember in 2012, I was just at my comfort of my house when I got a call from PwC that I should submit my CV. And it was later that I realized that CA submitted a list of people that they know ethically they are good in terms of the work, they can do the work. They submitted a list of people to all those auditing firms. I didn't know about that. I was just there and I got a call. So it gives you a lot of opportunities. A job opportunity wise is there. So I will say that I know a lot of people out there will be confused. Okay, how should you pursue CA? It's difficult and all that. You should certainly pursue the CA. Okay, I will encourage you to do that because it's a career that is usually varied. And as a qualified accountant, you are an asset to an employer. Okay, and the sky will be your limit because when it comes to career wise, you can divert you into any aspect of career, even to the extent of being a CEO or a managing director of a company. And if you just go right now and you look for accounting jobs in Ghana, the key qualification they will always ask is a qualified accountant. CA, are you a qualified accountant? Before they'll look at the masters or they'll even look at maybe other qualifications because they know the fundamental of you being able to give a good advice of a financial statement. You need to have the fundamental of being a chartered accountant where ethically you've gone through the system, professionally, technically, you have all the competences to be able to advise. And trust me, if you get started, I know you're definitely going to compete. But I always tell people that if you start CA, I know people get discouraged and all that, but it's very, very good. And you look into the bright future of you looking into your career. Say, okay, I want to be a chartered accountant. I want to be a financial manager. I want to be a CEO. I want to be a CFO. And look into that bright future and have that self-confidence and have that self-determination and motivate yourself to pursue that career because it's a good career path that you can have varieties of job opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jemima Kubleno. Yes, and at CA, our mission is to produce professional accountants of the highest quality who are ready to provide cutting-edge services to their clients at all times and upholding the ethical values of the accountancy profession. And you have one right there. So thank you very much, Jenny. But Jemima, let me ask a question. You mean you got job opportunities right after the CA?
Yeah, even before I completed my first degree in 2012. So I started with Tali Nachia in June 2012 to September, and I got my CA, my PwC job opportunity in October before a graduation.
Wow, CA actually
Yeah.
opens doors, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much, Jemima. Please be on standby. We'll come back to you to respond to some questions as and when they come in. So that was Jemima Kublenu. She's with Niche Coco. So our next testimonial will be Mr. Francis Annan. He works with Legacy Fund Management. He is also the co-founder and chief executive officer of Fafa Group, which comprises Fafa Energy, Fafa Construction, Gold Avenue Estate, and Fafa Mines in Ghana. He's a chartered accountant by profession, and he's worked in various financial and managerial roles in various private firms and NGOs across Ghana and West Africa. He has his own private audit firm and he serves on a number of boards of other firms. He's also attended major conferences in the UAE and the United States. He's very well connected to both opposition and current government, and he's working with Legacy Fund Management in Ghana as the financial controller. Like I said, he qualified in November 2009. Francis, are you around? If Francis is around, please take charge and tell us how CA has helped you in your career. Thank you. Mr. Hassan, are you around? Hello, Francis. Okay, whilst we wait for Francis to join us, I think Mavis Ajiman is on standby. Mavis is also a CA, very young lady, born in '89 and grew up in Tema. She attended Achirinso Senior High School and then went to Takoradi Technical University. It was known as Takoradi Polytechnic then. She graduated with HND in accounting. She's a CA currently working at Bengali Hospital and doubles as a lecturer at the Tema Accountancy Training Center. So if Mavis is ready, please tell us how CA has helped you in your journey.
Okay, thank you very much for such invitation and as part of this discussion. As you read, very young, I became part of CA. I church in 2018 November, and before I was CA, the myth about CA being never difficult. Encourage all my siblings out there to enroll because it's one of the easiest courses that will explain. Now I started CA in 20 and by 2018 November I'm done with CA and I entered with the HND, so it means I have 9 papers to write, and by God's grace within 3 sittings I'm done. So first of all, I want to urge all my friends out there that CA is very, very easy. People are saying it's difficult, but I want to let individuals, if you pick it up and you do it, it is very, very easy to do it. And also coming to the job opportunities and the experiences it gives, and also doubles up extra at my account person. How many years have you worked? I tell them that I'm a new person, and due to some of the lectures that we were exposed to when they were giving us tuitions and other things, my friend, I tell you, before you come out of this course, in fact, maybe you've not worked, you don't have experiences, but because of these people teaching us and the CA course as a whole will give you this experience that when you come out, you working, people ask you, have you worked for how many years? And trust me, maybe you've never worked before. So CA gives this practical experience, even if you've not worked before. And also, what I saw is that when I completed, the certificate was not good. In fact, you go here and people are requesting for professional background and master and other things. So I said, no, why don't I do this year? And lo and behold, after the CA course, I had my appointment. And yes, so I've not been yet exposed more, but I see more people coming in. But we hope that very to get a big appointment and yes, get that. And also in giving us, in fact, some people are looking for jobs in the industries. Even here itself gives us opportunity because as I am currently lecturing at the accountancy center, an opportunity that I had through this year, because I would have had opportunity if I had not been with CA. And basically because I'm young in it, and basically this is the little that I can add up and to encourage my siblings that yes, CA gives open doors, yes, CA is opportunities, and it is never easy to enroll with CA. It is never difficult to be a CA member. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and I hope with this testimony, all my siblings will run and go and capture and do the CA, and we'll get a lot of young CAs, and Ghana will be a transformed nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mavis. That was brief and then straight to the point. We thank you for your testimony. How do you think, in one specific way, how do you think the CA has helped you in your career?
Please, can you come again?
I'm asking you, if you are to state one way IC or the CA qualification has helped you, what will it be? Just one.
With the practical experience, because I've never had any practical experience, but currently I'm working as a full accountant in a hospital. And it's not me who is saying it, but my managers are just overwhelmed at the performances at the workplace.
Yes, thank you very much, Mavis. Yes, so at CA, what we aim to do is to having a technically competent and appropriate membership who provide services of the highest professional standards to industry, to commerce and government, and who are recognized for the highest standards of competencies, integrity, and excellence, which is aptly captured by Mavis. Do we have Francis on now? Francis Answer, please, are you there? Mr. Francis Answer. Okay, I believe we are having technical challenges or network issues with Francis. So we'll move on straight into our third presentation by Mr. Patrick Mensah. Is Francis there? Or Francis is still having challenges? All right, then we'll move on. Ladies and gentlemen, our third and next speaker is Mr. Patrick Mensah. He was on our first outreach program and he provided us general information about ICAG and the CA course. Today he's here to speak to us on ICAG, the courses offered and the training. Of course, there's no better person to speak on this topic than the director in charge of student services of ICAG, Mr. Patrick Mensah. Mr. Mensah, you're welcome. Please, if you are here,
thank you, Mr. Alasan, and good afternoon to everybody on this program.
from the testimonies, it's clear that if you want to be a chartered accountant, then you have to come to ICAG. You just need to join ICAG. To speak about the programs that we run, currently we are running 3 programs. The first one is the accounting technician scheme. The second one is the CA professional program. And then the third one is a post-chartered diploma. The first program, the accounting technician scheme, is the technician level, where you can join at the technician at the middle level in case you want to go into work. The actual program is the CA professional program. And for the CA professional program, that is what will give you the charter status. And so once you join the CA professional program, when you are done, you become a qualified accountant and then ultimately a chartered accountant. The third one is a post-chartered diploma. That one happens after you are chartered. So when you charter, you still do certain courses that will enhance your knowledge in accountancy. And so these are the 3 programs being run by the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana. Now, the requirement in joining the 3, and in fact, I will focus very well on 2 and then the CA professional program. The requirement to join, because I could see many people want to join from these testimonies. I saw many of the people who are speaking today when they registered and started the CA whilst they were at the university. Today, they are growing to be big people if they are not already big people. And so the requirement to register and join and write the CA exam starts with WASI. That is the first requirement, WASI. If you make a C6 from your WASI exam, C6 on the average from your WASI exam, you qualify to join any of the programs. And so those from the WASI program can also join and start writing the exams. Again, if you have a diploma from any of the universities, you also qualify to join to write the CA program. Those with HND in all areas, they also qualify to write the CA or join the CA program. Those with degrees, and degrees, any class of the degree. If you do very well at the university, we thank God. But whatever class you obtained at the university, you can still join and learn accounting. Those with master's degrees, they also qualify to join the CA program. Those with PhD, now we have people with PhD who are also joining to become accountants. And then those who have also completed the accounting technician scheme, they can also join the professional program and ultimately become chartered accountants. Now, there are people who haven't done accounting before, but listening to the testimony, they will want to be part of accountancy. Any program that you read at the university, any program that you read at the WASI level, whether you did physics, whether you did chemistry, you did economics, any program that you read, you can still join the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and then study to become a chartered accountant. Now, the process of registration is very simple. You just log on to sms.icagh.com, and with that one, you complete a form, you pay 300 Ghana cedis, and then you are a registered student of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. With any background, you can join the institute because we have schools all over the country. And with the schools, you can register and start the study of accountancy from the scratch. So if you are physics and you want to study accounting, you can register with any of our schools, start the study of accountancy, and then you can get or you can take to the chapter level. We also grant exemptions to people with various backgrounds. And so if you have a degree, if you have HND, you have master's degree, PhD, all these backgrounds, they are giving exemptions for what they have done already. It's a way of not duplicating things that have been learned at the universities and at the tertiary institutions. And so we give these exemptions. If you have a BSc in accounting, you get 6 papers exemption. You write 8 papers and you're a chartered accountant. If you have MBA in accounting, you are exempted from 9 papers. You write 5 papers and then you become a chartered accountant. The reason is that you have done some subjects already and will not want to waste your time in going back to study all these subjects. And so all the courses, whatever course that you have done, just submit to ICA at the regional offices, in Accra office, online, and then whatever exemptions you qualify for will be determined and will be communicated to you appropriately. In terms of the learning, I've hinted already that we provide tuition. And so many of the people who are qualified and who have spoken earlier attended some of the class centers where they obtained the tuition for the CA program. And so we have 66 tuition centers across the country. 66. In all the regions, you can get ICA being run by tuition centers. And in fact, if you want any of the tuition center, just log onto our portal, go to tuition providers, and then you see a list of all of them directing you to where they offer the teaching. Many of them are offering teaching by virtual as we speak. And so you can sit at home and enjoy your teaching. And in fact, we have the college for the institute, ICAG College, the Institute of Chartered Accountants College, just behind the Accra office. We are also running virtual classes for those who want to be at home and study to become chartered accountants. And so you can join any of these class centers and then you can become a chartered accountant. We also have books, well-written books that will assist your study of accounting. And so once you buy the book, there are people who bought the book, stayed at home, learned or studied from their book. They were able to write the exams and qualify to become chartered accountants. So we have books that we are selling to all our students, or manuals. These manuals have been written to take care of all the students' needs in terms of learning. Let me also say that those who are studying at the university currently, and you heard that from the testimony, that we heard that from the students currently, that many of them started writing the CA whilst they were at the university. And I had known Mr. Kuonu, I had known Jemima when they were young and they were writing the CA whilst at the university. So the information we are passing on is that at the university, you can combine your degree program with the CA. So that by the time you complete the university, you'll be having your qualification or your charter qualification. And then the opportunities will be open for you as had been discussed already. Again, let me also indicate to those who have done national service. Many people use the national service period also as a period they learn to become chartered and add a lot of value to what knowledge they have. So for those who are doing their national service, please use the national service period and use it to add to whatever qualification that you have. You can add a CA and become a chartered accountant. Zalasan, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Mensah. So we will give the opportunity to our testimonials to come in straight away. And then if there are any questions, Mr. Mensah will help us with them. So the first our testimonials is going to be Mr. Joshua Ade. He qualified as a CA in May 2008 at the age of 25. He's currently the Director Brand Strategy at Gains Advisory Limited. Joshua, if you're around, please, you have the floor in 2-3 minutes so that Ramat can come in.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Joshua Ade. I had the opportunity of going through the technician scheme program. Actually, in senior secondary school, as they call it SHS now, I did general arts. I offered general arts. So I was actually on my way into journalism. I actually didn't know what to do because I had limited knowledge, insight into career opportunities, until somebody drew my attention that the Institute of Chartered Accountants had introduced a technician program in accountancy or something. So I didn't know much. I enrolled and I saw that, man, it was good. And God being so good, everything went smoothly. That time the Institute was of much, they did a lot to help us then. There were a couple of outreaches to our various campuses. And I remember one particular where the former president of the Institute, he was then one of the members of the various committees, Mr. Professor Almanientry, and he made a very profound statement that for accountants, the usefulness of accountants is pervasive, it's all over the place, and he believes so much that even if accountants are able to make it to heaven, the use of accountants will still be needed there. Then it's stuck in my memory. So immediately I completed the GAT program in 2005, where I was fortunate to be adjudged the overall best candidate then. Then I enrolled to the ICA when I was doing national service, then by 3 sittings. I was actually fortunate not to have had any referrals then. Then I qualified in 2008. Fast forward, I went to industry. I was with an international firm, Blisco, Ghana. I spent about 12 years there. I fortunately rose through the ranks very quickly. I was there also as a financial and tax accountant. One of the first achievements I had through my career was when I went there. I went there in 2008. There was a tax audit in that there was a dispute with the tax audit, and myself, fresh from ICA classroom, was freshly qualified accountant. So I had less that's work experience. But with the knowledge that I had from ICA, I was able to, should I say, battle the GRA guys. And in fact, the assessment they served on us then was over $1 million. We ended up paying, in fact, I was the lead person, more like the internal consultant. We ended up paying less than $20,000. And all because of the sound knowledge base that I had from the ICA. One of the key courses for me at the ICA is the management accounting and control courses, which I took so much interest in. Fortunately, when I wrote that paper in May 2007, I also had the overall best candidate then. It gave me a lot of push. And before I left Blisco, I became the business controller. That's the business partner, finance. And that gave me a lot of insight into the operations of business, the various units of the business. Fortunately, that also gave me another push into strategy. That's the balance scorecard. I got a certification from the George Washington University in the US. Then I also went to do my master's in supply chain management from GIMPA. So overall, I have become much more of a dynamic and a mixed business executive. And all because ICA Ghana gave me that opportunity. It's always said that knowledge is power, but ICA makes that knowledge available through the well thought through syllabus. If you go through the ICA syllabus very well, you see some very good subjects in there. And for me, I would not say the accountant should just specialize in accounting or finance, if you take your time and go through the courses very well and learn very well, you come up a very well balanced person. You could decide to become, I heard Jemima mention the various areas that you could become in the finance and tax areas. You could just also, as much as possible, rise to the echelon of the top echelon of the organization. Currently, what I am doing together with some colleagues is promoting the management consultancy firm with a lot of promise. We're doing a lot of great things, all because ICA gave us that fulcrum. It became the pedestal to which we are shooting to the top. So for me, I would say ICA provides opportunity, but it's up to you, the individual, to take good advantage of it. You don't study for studying's sake. These are practical stuff. You are going to meet very experienced lecturers. I was fortunate. I met some great people like the current president, Achilek, and Mr. Mensah and Mr. Addo were very instrumental and helpful in our development stage. So I would say that as a young person out there, or anybody who want to make a career out of the accountancy or want to use accountancy route to the top, it's a very good opportunity, and it's all up to you. IC has done what it has to do by giving you a solid platform. It's up to you to take the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adi, Joshua Adi. Before you go, I'll just ask one question. From your introduction, you said you offered general arts in the senior high school or secondary school.
Yeah.
Okay, so does it mean that people without business background can actually be professional accountants or write a CA?
Precisely.
Okay, thank you very much for confirming my suspicion. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Joshua Adi. We will have Mr. Amat Bache to come in. So from one person, one CA who qualified in May 2008 to another who qualified in May 2008. Ramat Bache is currently an assistant director at the Ghana Audit Service. Roger, are you around?
Good afternoon to everyone, and thanks to the organizers for the opportunity. You can say Rahma Wache is someone who has did accounting right from SHS. I continued with HND accountancy. Then I started writing the professional exams right after my national service. For me, if you ask me what ICA has done, ICA sort of separates you. That would be the first thing that I would say. It just takes you out of a limited scope to a wider playfield where there are opportunities. Okay, there are certain things that come into play when you have the ICA qualification. That is when you start appreciating what it means to have the CA certificate. And the other thing that I will add is that ICA has evolved. When we started, I first registered to start writing the exams in 2003. When we started, the pass rate, textbooks, lectures was very difficult. But now I can see a whole trend of evolution. There are textbooks, there are writers who keep on publishing different versions and upgrading. I see itself organized classes, and the pass rate has also improved. I think our year was one of the years that saw this change in dynamics. 2008, we saw a lot of people qualifying. We saw a lot of female accountants coming out through the IC, and it was refreshing. And I think IC has tried to maintain, if not beat, the standards. Before I came in, I was trying to read people's comments, and one really caught my attention. That what is ICA doing to place people in terms of job opportunities? Well, directly I haven't benefited, but I do know that certain people have also had such opportunities through the ICA. Certain organizations, when they are looking for persons, because they know the institution is there as a statutory body that trains the accountant for the nation, they come straight to ICA. But you see, it's not just about getting the job. It's not just about getting the opportunity. It is what you do with it that is important. So I'll go back and take some lessons from what George said. ICA does not end it. It is the platform that is going to spring you up. So it is what you do with it. The courses that you did within the ICA, how are you using it? And wherever you find yourself, he used a typical example about some tax dispute. In my level of work, I enjoy accounting reporting. So how you do the analysis, the accounting ratios, how you break it down, how you can actually read what a particular cost center is, the impact that cost center is having on the entire organization, down to the bottom line of this profitability. How one employee that you bring on board can actually change or cause an upset in the figures. These are some of the things that interest me. So when I'm trying to put together my report, all these things come into play, and it has a big pool of resources. He mentioned Mr. Tulik. I can talk about Alaji Al-Hassan of aviation. There's so many people in there who can mentor you into it. Then I now throw the challenge to ask women. When we're talking about the lecturers, we only mentioned the males. We should also put ourselves in there so that we can also bring in the women. Because when it comes to accountability, women are very good. Women are good when it comes to accountability. They're meticulous. They pay attention to detail. So having women accountants is something good for the industry. So I'll challenge women to come on board. And what I also throw in as we are inviting the women to take this challenge is that there's time to do everything. A friend told me that ICA is not a tea party. You can't be in ICA and have a social life. So my strategy that I want to share with my female is that please qualify before. Relationships are good, we all should, but when you're young, right after school and all that, put in your everything, put in your all, and try at least. I'm not saying even if you cannot qualify entirely, get to a certain level that maybe when you enter your marriage by the first, second, third year, you're out of ICA and you fully qualify. Because when parenting start coming in, work and being a wife and all that, it sort of drag women back a little bit. So the strategy is coming early, put in your best lectures. After it was difficult even getting the credible places to go and have lectures. You can go and join a lecture and be there for several sittings and you don't qualify. But now ICA itself organizes people lecturers based on the syllabus and the publication of books that are relevant to the study. And this is a brilliant time to come on board. The opportunities are there, like I said, sets you apart. Why I'm currently working in Audit Service Ghana. When you're going for even promotional interview, just being a qualified accountant gives you a certain mark, which puts you ahead of your competitors. So as we were all entered with first degree, we're all going to be on the same level. But with the ICA, when we are going for interview, whilst you with the first degree you are starting from maybe 10 marks, I am starting from 30 marks. So I'm only going to work at 22. You need to work hard and add about 40 to 50 to yours before you can pass. So it gives you this chance of being ahead. And it shifts your mind because of the CPDs and the societies, the district societies and all the workshop that is organized. It shapes you, it gives you the integrity in the ICA logo really comes out in everything that you do. You are mindful of who you are, what you do, you are guided, you are in the body, so you act professionally. The professionalism is not just by mouth, but the ICA ensures that everything about you is guided to act within the limits of the body, which is very good because it sustains the professionalism, sustains the integrity. And it's a big family. By the time you finish writing these exams, you might have sat in the same classroom with the chief executive of a company. You might have sat in the same classroom with the financial controller of another business. You might actually be in the classroom with someone who is going to sit on the next panel and you don't know. By the time you're through it, you would have built your own network. So at the end of the day, it comes back to you. What are you using these tools for? For these opportunities, these people that you're meeting, this knowledge that you're acquiring, how do you bring it out? So everybody has a little bit of him or herself that he has or she has to put in to make it better. The institution is out there to help us, and I have seen it evolving, as I said, where there were no textbooks to now we have textbooks. We're using ACCA textbooks to learn, can you imagine? But now we have our own textbooks. We're relying on past questions from ACCA. Now we have our own bank, and we have a website, we have people there. So I'm saying that this is the best opportunity to come. And in terms of practicing in this country, as in Ghana, it is ICA that is regulated by the Act, and it is that is the body that is recognized to churning out accountants for the country. Even if you go and write all examinations from other jurisdictions, become professionals for other jurisdictions, you still have to come and join the ICA. You have political ambition, you want to work in the public sector and go in the ranks, I would suggest that you come on board and be in this under this umbrella of, I call it the two elephants, one on the left, one on the right, the integrity squad. I'll end it here. If someone has a question, then I'll answer. Thanks for the opportunity.
Haja, that was excellent. Thank you very much, as always, Rama Boache. But before Haja made three very philosophical statements. The first one she said was, ICAG takes you from a limited space to a wider space. She also said ICAG gives you the platform. It is what you do with it. And then she concluded by saying, ICA is not a tea party. Haja, so if you have to tell me the most important skill or quality that ICAG has taught you, what would it be?
First and foremost, the ICA, the whole ICA thing is a process. It's not an event. Okay, right from the time you start your lectures to each session that you sit, and at the time that you qualify, the induction that you go through, the CPDs, and as you apply yourself at the level, what I have learned through it that learning never stops. Learning never stops. In fact, from where I'm coming from as a Muslim, they say that learning never stops. So it's on every day you sharpening your sword, you acquiring the knowledge and applying it and applying yourself. I also learned how to prepare and dedicate yourself, put yourself out there, and networking. I can use also networking. I'm not even looking at what one accounting did for me or what I'm referring to basic things like networking, how to interact with people. By the time you need to go and speak to someone for notes, you didn't go in any which letter to women, build your network, and that will set you and put you in the class, like I said, give you the platform. So the networking and also learning that learning or acquiring knowledge never stops, always helping yourself and put yourself at a level all the time you are here. That is the key things that I speak for. Aside the knowledge that I'm gaining to help me take decisions on my job. Like I said, I love accounting reporting. I like analysis. And one thing that I think from this corporate reporting strategy is how to break down every single figure that you see on the financial statement, the performance statement, the financial position. Every single figure has a story to tell. And I heard Joshua saying that he wanted to be a journalist. Yes, myself wanted to be a journalist, but I sent myself back into accounting and choose the accounting team. So every single figure that you see on the face on the financial statement has a story to tell. It is how you break it down. And what I think of corporate reporting strategy is how to make this analysis. So that even if someone is not in the office with you, someone is not in the company with you, the person takes your financial report, your annual report, and is able to tell how your business is doing. These are the things that I think from IC, and I believe I need and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so learning never stops, and that was Haja Ramabuachi. She's actually the Women's Commissioner for the Ghana Association of Muslim Accountants, GAMA. Thank you very much, Haja. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the second virtual outreach of the Institute. We are reminded that we are going to have a third virtual outreach later this month or perhaps early next month, and possibly it will discuss possibly examination, something on exams as we prepare to have our exams at the end of November. So we are going to take the questions, a lot of them that you have sent in. We'll try as much as possible to try to respond to all of them. So we are going to start from Augustine Echampo, who says, is there a way that the institute can help newly qualified students to get work experience? Mr. Mensa, Mr. Adri, if anybody can take that, is there a way that the institute can help newly qualified students to get experience?
Okay. Yeah, we have quite some number of things that we are doing that will offer experience to students. In fact, we have an arrangement with national service so that even if you don't have a degree and you did the CA, up to a point you can join and do your national service. It's a way of getting some experience. Again, we issue letters. We issue letters to students who want to do internships with various institutions. And so if you want to do an internship as part of gaining your practical experience, you can contact the office. We'll give you a letter to any of the organizations. And one thing I have known is that many of the organizations accept the people we send to them because of the goodwill, because of the standing of the institute. And so there are quite a number of ways we are using to do that.
Okay. Thank you. So Gilbert is almost talking about the same thing. The institute will assist with internship opportunities after graduation. Richard Aduko is asking us to extend the date for the exams. I don't know which extension he's talking about. Kofi Jebiedusa is saying, how can I be relevant in banking as a CA? Is there any of our testimonials who want to take that? How can I be relevant in banking as a CA?
Oh, Zalasa, maybe I can take that.
Yes, okay, then come in, sir.
The first requirement is to qualify. And once you qualify, the institute has got a lot of courses that you can do. And then that will take you into, and that brings us into the post-chartered diploma. And so when you qualify, you can enroll on the post-chartered diploma. If you want banking, there are a lot of courses you can do, and then you can get into banking. But the first step is to try and learn to become chartered.
Yeah, thank you very much. So talking about the post-chartered diploma program, you're reminded that it will start this weekend from the 3rd October to the 1st November 2020. The post-chartered diploma is actually a 10-weekend program. This time we are doing it 5 weekends. Where we allow our CAs to specialize in different areas. For instance, the programs coming up in Accra and Kumasi this time, we are going to have post-chartered diploma in forensic audit, post-chartered diploma in oil and gas, all in Accra and Kumasi. And in Takoradi, we are going to have the post-chartered diploma in public financial management. It is beginning from the 3rd October to the 1st November 2020, and it's on weekends only 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. The fee is just 3,500 per program. But this fee even covers breakfast, lunch, tuition, learning materials, and then certification. Our next question is from Christiana Esiedu. Please, the 3 years experience that is required by ICA for students to have before becoming a member. I want to know if it has to necessarily be in the area of accounting and audit. Please elaborate more on the training requirements. Do we have member services director here? Or Mr. Mensah, you want to try that as well?
I'll answer the question again and then I can.
So, Christiana Sedu is asking, the 3 years experience that is required by ICAG for students to have before becoming a member. She wants to know if it has to necessarily be in the areas of accounting and audit. And she wants us to elaborate more on the training requirements.
All right. Well, it will have some relevance to the profession that you want to undertake or you are undertaking. And so sometimes you might not have a job that will immediately give you the area of finance or accounting to work. But I believe if you start from, say, HR, up to a certain point, when you qualify, and we've done that for many people, you can ask to switch to finance, and then we could put all these experiences together for your membership. So, but I know those who are lecturers, if you're a lecturer in finance and accounting, you can apply and then also become a member. So, definitely, many of the organizations, once you get onto, in fact, I know many who had completed level 2 of the CA, and because of that, they had been moved to the accounts section of the organization. And so, once you charter, once you qualify, it is very likely that you'll be moved to accounting and finance, and then it will not be a problem at all becoming a member. There are many people who, at the time of qualifying, were with other departments, but immediately they qualify, or even when they get to other levels, they are moved to the accounts department. So the issue is more of getting to qualify. Once you qualify, is definite that the organization will move you to the accounts area or the finance area.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So Zach the buyer has some kind words for us. He's saying your presentation just inspired me to write the exams as soon as possible. Zach, that is the essence of this program, to try to inspire you, to motivate you, to never give up, to continue, because whatever you have started is very right. So Neodati Francino is asking, please, is the ATWA, that's the accounting technician scheme, equivalent to degree? Mr. Mensah, please take that for us. Neodati wants to find out if the ATWA is equivalent to a degree.
In terms of the professional competence, yeah, but degree is academic. This one is professional. But when you look at the equivalence or the equivalences that are drawn, in many organizations, I know Controller Accountant General, you are put on the level of a degree. Sometimes we don't want to be doing, we can do equivalence, like equate academic to professional. Sometimes you could have some difficulty. But at the workplace, I know many organizations put them, at the same level. Some HND, some degree. And so, but we look at the exemptions that we granted, and we give almost the same exemptions to those who have done the ATWA. We give the same exemptions like what we give to the degree holders. And so, in terms of the exemptions granted, we can say that there is some equivalence.
Okay, thank you very much. So the same Neodati comes again. He says he registered on the student portal. How does he get his student ID to sit for the examinations?
Right. Yeah, we are printing in the office, and we'll get you informed so that you can pick it from the office. ID cards, and especially the CA ID card, is a very sensitive thing to carry, and so that one we either send them to the regional offices if you are in the regions, or you pick them from the Accra office. So we'll get you informed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So before we go on, Mr. Ado, Mr. Oyasanado, if you are here, there was a question from Christiana.
Okay.
She wanted to know the 3 years experience that is required by ICAG for students to have before becoming a member. She wants to know if it has to necessarily be in the area of accounting and audits. If you have anything to add.
Yeah, the 3-year experience should be something that relates to accountancy. And when we say accountancy, it covers something that is accounting, auditing, taxation, IT that is related to accountancy, managerial function that related to accountancy, and that. When we say accountancy, as we know, accountancy has, even in our examination structure, we have 14 subjects. So any discipline in the structure of accountancy that you are engaged in can give you the requisite experience. Not necessarily, it should be accountancy related. That's accounting, bookkeeping, financial management, banking, insurance, taxation, ICT related to accountancy, and those areas. These are the relevant areas that we are looking at. And even at the moment, if you lecture at the tertiary level, it is considered as relevant experience for membership.
Thank you very much, sir, for that clarification. So, Nee George on YouTube is asking, how relevant can I be as a banking and finance student with CA?
Very, very relevant. In fact, as I said earlier, in the banking sector, we have, for example, at the moment here, we had Miss Patient Jekunu, who was the managing director for Barclays Bank. He is a chartered accountant. We had the current managing director for CBC. CB is a consolidated bank for Ghana, Mr. Daniel Adu. He's a chartered accountant. The managing director of Car Bank, Mr. Dan, he's a chartered accountant. So in the banking sector, chartered accountants are very much relevant. And when it comes to financial management, accountants are everywhere. The immediate first managing director for Director General for Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Biara Nianchi, is a chartered accountant. The chartered, they are everywhere. So accountancy permeates through banking, finance, insurance, and everything. And in fact, if you want to find a profession that is so much related to this type of discipline, then it's accountancy.
Thank you very much for that eye opener. So Nana Kwekujanta on Facebook is asking, those of us who don't have a first degree but currently in ICAG, do we too have those similar opportunities? So he's talking about the opportunities which were espoused by our testimonials. He doesn't have a first degree but is currently writing ICA. Does he have those similar opportunities?
Yeah, what I can do is that just be focused and write the ICA. Just be focused, and after the ICA, you can go in for the master's program, and that will be okay. University education now is a little important because of the additional exposure that brings to bear on their practice. So if you don't have the first degree now, I will still encourage you to be focused and finish the exam. But when you finish, take advantage of the graduate programs that exist in the country and then do a graduate program in addition to the professional qualification.
Thank you, sir. So Gilbert Archer is also corroborating what Emmanuel Poano said. He says, yes, Emmanuel is right. My colleague works in the Canadian government ministry with a qualification, among others. So with a CA qualification, his colleague is working in a Canadian government ministry. Thank you. So James
to add to this one, what Kwame said, what Mr. Trauli has just espoused. In fact, ICA qualification is globally recognized. Let me give 2 examples or 3 examples. Honorable Setekwe, he was working with IMF with ICA qualification. He was head of audit in IMF. He was having ICA qualification. We have our own Dr. KK Sapon. He was the financial controller for International Cocoa Alliance in UK. He was working with the ICA qualification. We had somebody like Dr. Niwotego, who was the head of research and education in CIMA in UK. He was working with ICA qualification. I can give a lot of examples, like Puan, who is in Canada, and other people that we can talk about. ICA qualification is globally recognized, and a lot of people who have contributed to the global accountancy profession hold ICA qualification.
Thank you very much, sir. So James Brown is saying, I'm really enjoying this outreach. Thank you very much, James Brown. Ibrahim Abdulaziz is asking, Mr. Mensah, this is for you. Please, what about the graduation fee with respect to the first class? Will you pay for it or not? So he wants to know if there's ICA scholarship covers graduation fees as well.
The ICAG scholarship doesn't cover the graduation fee. Otherwise, there will be no money to run the institute. So we do the scholarship up to a point, and then you take it from there. But I can tell you, if you calculate the scholarship from when you register up to when you qualify, is a lot of money. A lot of money that the institute will not take from you. So after qualifying, I think you continue from there.
This one that we beg, please pay the graduation fee for us. So AS Asiba Sans is asking, Genevieve, a mate at UCC, I'm motivated. Yes, so that is the essence to motivate you. Kweku also, when will the portal be activated for first class students to register for November date, and when will the fees be waived as well? Zamesa, do you have any information to this? He wants to know when the portal will be activated for first class students to register for the November date. I don't know what he means by that, but can you respond to that, please? So if I may come in, the portal is sms.icagh.com. You register as a student and then you choose apply for scholarship. The portal is always open, and November exam registration has actually begun. It is the registration is currently ongoing. It started from 21st September and it is ending on 13th November 2020. We're writing the exams in all regional capitals. In Kumasi, we have it at Gimpa and then at WAEC, in Tema at ECG Training School, in Accra at UPS, and then also at Zenith College. The exam fees, level 1 is 180 cedis per paper, level 2, 280 cedis per paper, level 3, 300 cedis per paper. The exams will occur from 30th November to 4th December 2020. Please log on to sms.icag.com, do your registration as a student, and then continue with the exam registration as well. Mr. Ado, someone is asking, please, what is the date for this year's graduation? Mr. Ado, please, are you there?
The graduation is 21st November, but those who are seeking for membership, there will be 2-day orientation on the 12th and 13th November.
Okay, thank you very much. So graduation is on 21st, and then but the induction will be on the 12th. When is the induction?
12th and 13th November.
Okay, 12th and 13th. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ado. So Kosti Abuachi Adam is saying thought-provoking testimony. Melvina Apia is saying, I'm encouraged. Salif Abdul Malik is asking, please can ICAG schedule their exams into 3 times a year?
Yeah, we are planning to do that. We are planning, maybe by next year we are planning to do that. In fact, it's something that the Technical and Research Directorate has proposed to Council. Council has given the approval, so we are putting out the systems in place for 3 exams in a year very soon. Most likely next year we'll start that.
Yeah, so it was actually confirmed by the exams manager in our first outreach, virtual outreach, that God willing next year we are going to have 3 sittings in a year. So that's for you, Salif Abdul Malik. Actually, what Kodia Edmond is asking, what are the prospects of qualified accountants in academia, Mr. Adam?
Very brilliant. Now, in fact, if you want to be a good academic in accountancy, the professional qualification is important. Let me give examples. When you go to University of Ghana, you have Professor Abo, you have Professor Amidu and others. They are all chartered accountants. University of Cape Coast, you have Professor Mafo, Dr. Taki. You go to UPS, you have Dr. Mauto, Dr. Dr.
Redeemer and Co. are all there.
Redeemer and Co. They are all chartered accountants. All the universities, the academic accountancy profession are all chartered accountants. So you have the prospect. If you are going to seek appointment in the university to teach accounting, and you are holding the terminal degree as a PhD, and you have the accountancy professions to support it, you will be the first choice.
Thank you very much, sir. So Mamaga Yaira is so she is in. It's nice listening to her. That is Jemima and Co. But at the time she finished her CA, it was more flexible for people to get a job. As we speak, chartered accountants are less regarded because of the so-called connection attached to employment procedures. That is discouraging. So she's expressing her frustration here. The fact that it is not easy to get a job now, even if you're CA. Can we respond to that, please?
Mr.
Yes.
I think you can get in contact with the office. Sometimes you need some practical training. And if you don't have the practical training, then it becomes a bit difficult for you to penetrate the job. Sometimes, not all the time. There are people without much training, but some organizations have accepted them and they've given them training to match the level. And so if she's having that difficulty, please get in touch with the office, the student services, and then we could assist in giving you a letter to some organizations. And then we should also be prepared to go through some level of mentorship, some level of training with some of the organizations. And then we can, Jemima and Co., some of them started with some of the firms, had training, and then the career path will begin from there. So if she's having some difficulties, she should get in touch with us.
Okay, thanks for the assurance. So, Mamaga, please get in touch on any of the numbers scrolling down there. For Accra, 0558-836988, Kumasi 0243967134, Cape Coast 0264423849, and then Tamale 0249060694. Contact any of our officers and they will link you to Mr. Patrick Mensah. So, Dr. Vincent is saying, wow, very inspiring testimonies. What are some of the challenges in CA, as Jemima said? So any of our testimonials, please, if you are here, Donko wants to know, have you talked about everything being smooth and all of that? Are there any challenges at all in the journey to be CA?
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, please talk to that. Any challenges you face, particularly?
Okay, so for me, I didn't face any challenge, as I said. It's very easy once you are determined to learn, once you are determined to pass, it's very easy. And I think the only challenge is that you have to dedicate yourself to learn. The dedication might be the only challenge because for the fees, it's moderate. Once you do your registration, you go to your tuition centers. I think the fees as compared to other courses, CA is very moderate. And if you are determined to learn, I don't see any challenge. And for me, I didn't face any challenge at all. Thank you.
Thank you. So that is maybe, is there any other testimony around? Do we have Jemima around?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so they want to know the challenges you face.
I think personally, during my time, I was actually doing two courses at the same time. So it was mainly on the time of, let's say, writing the exams, going to write the exams, but some of my exams were crashing. But generally, to be honest with you, I believe in one principle, and that is what the first day I ICAG, when it was I saw Mr. Mensah. I was just a smallest girl, tiny, and I didn't know where I was. And I got there, I was like, okay, I just need to be an accountant. And that self-determination that I had on the first day, I was wearing my slippers. When I got to the Accra town and saw Mr. Benson. And that Mr. Benson encouraged me and told me one thing: self-determination, self-confidence, and believing in yourself. No matter how the barriers may be, if you have that kind of self-confidence and that self-determination within yourself and you work towards it, you will be able to cross it. There's nothing easy. There's no course that is I'll say this is difficult, this is so easy, and you can easily pass this one and you will not pass this one. Okay, everything has its own challenges and opportunities. So you look into the brighter future of the opportunity and you work towards it. Of course, even at workplaces, there may be challenges that you may come your way, work challenge, stress challenge, family, and all that. But it's all about putting into consideration the brighter future, the opportunities that you want to explore, and you work towards it. And that is where self-determination is all about. You just have to have faith, self-confidence, and you go for it with all the energy that you have. And just tell yourself that, okay, I'm setting this criteria. I'm setting this timeline. I need to finish this ICA at this point in time. And that will always give you the energy. And when you're even sleeping, you wake up from your bed and you pick your books and you go and learn. That is all about self. It's all about self-determination. There's nothing that I'll say is challenging. Everything is challenging, but it's how to put your work towards it and you work towards it.
Thank you very much, Mama. Even eating is sometimes a challenge. It is up to you to let the motivation that let you start the whole thing push you through it. Always be motivated, and you are certainly going to overcome all the challenge. So King Ahmed is asking, does ICAG still submit names of members to firms? Mr. Ado, does ICAG still submit names of members to firms? Is Mr. Ado there? If it's not there, Mr. Mensah, maybe you can, if you have information on that.
Yeah, we are still doing that.
Oh, okay, thank you. So,
James, so if you're a student and you want to do your internship, then now what is happening is that many of them are not asking for direct recruitment.
Okay.
But if you want to do an internship, they'll give you the opportunity to do it. And sometimes people prove themselves and then they are given the job.
Thank you. So James Brown is in this one of the best programs organized by ICAG. I'm currently having the crazy desire to charter this year. Go for it, James Brown. You're in the final level. Finish it up for us. So Kamal Dean Hadrat is saying, great work. One thing stands out. Don't give up. Comfort Amankwa is saying, I'm highly motivated at the moment. God bless you all. Ruben Santiago is, can more light be thrown on the authorized training employer scheme? As I mentioned, can more light be thrown on the authorized training employer scheme?
The authorized training employer scheme is for recording experiences of those who are working, so that when you get to the point of membership, straight away you can be admitted to become a member. And in fact, that is a part that the Institute had adopted now going forward. So we have given some information to students that just complete and submit and look for your assessor at your workplace, who should be a chartered accountant. And then we will send information to him so that periodically he will assess you and forward that to the Institute. We see frustration when some people want to attain membership in terms of reference, getting referees to give them a record of their practical experience. So what we are doing now is that we don't want to wait till you have completed the program and you have to go around looking for those you have worked with in the past. We want to start your assessment. So as you work, you can put your assessment together, and then when you complete, there is no need going for any reference letter. So that is what we are doing now, and that is all about the summary of the information about the ATE. The other side is that if you don't have, because you must have a job for us to get your experience. So if you don't have a job, and that's why we are emphasizing the internship, that if you need the internship, please contact the office and let's see how we can get you to start working with a firm or with any organization, and then you can start the recording from there. But the ATE purposely is for recording your work experience that will be used for membership.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mesa. So Zainab Sule is also saying some of the testimonials should come from the older students who have struggled their way through. So Zainab, we will assure you that in our next outreach, we are going to bring some on board to share how they went through the whole process to you. Team O is asking, can a partly qualified individual gain practical experience at an audit firm?
Yes, a partly qualified person would, yes. And there are some audit firms that we've had discussions with that do accept the partly qualified students of the institute, and they take them through training. And then by the time they complete, they have enough experience to go into the working space. Um, and so I would urge many of the students, in fact, we've given some information out, some small information that you have to complete and submit to the institute. And then part of it, if you need internship, indicate that you need internship. And then where you are residing, so in case you are in Kumasi, you can indicate an organization you want to do the internship with. And then we will write to the director of finance or to whoever is in charge of the place. And then you'll be offered the opportunity to do the internship. So those who are yet to complete that form, please complete and submit. And then let's collate those who are or those who are not working and they will want to start the internship. There are people who will not want to, they will want to complete their program before you think about working anywhere. But those who want to start having some practical training and experience, they can complete that form and submit to the institute.
Okay, thank you very much. So, those having challenges with our portal and then our website, be rest assured that all of those issues will be resolved by close of day. So, Redeemer, Mr. Kra, a councilwoman is asking, inspiring testimonials, please ask them if they experience some limitations of CA qualification compared to others. So, our testimonials, Jemima, Mavis, Poano, and Co. Do you have experienced any limitations of CA qualification as compared to the other qualifications?
I think personally I would say no because I've used CA to work in the UK before, PwC UK, and even I had global job offers from Canada, PwC, and other big four, including other oil companies in Dubai. So there's no limitation to CA. The only thing is it gives you the skills, the competencies, the knowledge, the technical aspect of it that will equip you to perform really well in the interview. And that is what opens the other opportunities for you. Okay, so like I said before, CA is like a very key foundation that gives you all the required skills, the competencies, the knowledge, know-how, and even for you to be able to convince, because you have all the knowledge. So when you go to the interview, you're able to prove that you are the right candidate for the job. So it gives you other job offers. So now it's not about the qualifications, it's about you having the right skills and you having the competence to prove to the CEO or the managing director that you are the right person to be able to give the right advice. A strategic thinker is what they're looking for. Okay, you can have all the qualification. It's not, you can pass the exam all right, but if you don't have the required skills and the required knowledge, you'll be able to prove yourself. So there's no limitation. I've never experienced any limitation. And like my other colleagues also said, who is in Canada now, he has no experienced any limitation. He's so working with the Deloitte firm, really abreast with the system, and other colleagues of mine who are in the UK now are working with the CA, and there's no limitation to that. It's actually a perfect program. I don't regret doing CA because it has opened a lot of opportunities for me.
Okay, thank you very much, Jemima. So there's a question: why is that those with MBA finance that do not get the same exemptions as those with MBA accounting? Mr. Mensah.
The exemptions are granted on the basis of the subjects you have done already at the university. So those who do the MBA finance, many of them, they don't do some of the subjects. So financial reporting, for instance, they don't do financial reporting, much of it. They also, they don't do management accounting. So those who do MBA in accounting, they do financial reporting and management accounting in addition to the other courses that they have read. And that's the difference between the MBA finance and then the MBA accounting. But you can get the university like Central University. Sometimes you get some of them to do the financial reporting and some of those subject areas. If you've done it and there is proof and it's assessed and it matches the level that we have here, you are given the exemption for it. But by and large, those who do MBA finance, usually they don't do financial reporting and management accounting. And that's why they get 3 at the level 2. If they've done maybe a BSc in accounting and they have audit and then tax already. But you even get a situation where some of them is done maybe economics and he's doing finance. So he's not done auditing, he's not done maybe another area, and therefore he might not get the same exemption. So the same MBA finance, depending on the background, there are certain exemptions. You could see difference in the exemptions. So if you went in with, say, sociology and you are doing finance, or economics and you are doing finance, you haven't done auditing, you haven't done maybe tax, then you cannot take the exemption for it. But if you've done it, then why not? You'll be given the exemption. So that's the difference between MBA accounting and then the MBA finance.
All right. So Kofi Nyame Jr. is asking, please, I'm a MSc holder in finance. Can I still apply to write the IC paper? Yeah, so that is certainly true. You can always apply with any qualification at all. It doesn't matter the qualification you have. At least once it's a WASI or SSC, you can always, it's above that, you can always apply.
Mr. Lansa, in fact, he's more than qualified. So
yeah.
He should come.
So there's a question on the scholarship, Mr. Mensa. Nana Isuman is saying, please, I believe the scholarship expires after 2 years or when you fill the same paper twice. However, what happens if the person gets a scholarship in August 2020 and couldn't write the November 2020 date, but write the May 2021 date? Will the 2-year period start from when he first took the May 2021 date?
If for a reason you cannot write, please communicate to the institute. Don't just assume that anytime I want to write, I'll go in and write. Once we issue you with a letter, we start the counting. So if for a reason, I know somebody whose dad passed on, maybe close to the exam, is a scholarship student, and for that reason, he might not be able to write. Communicate to the institute. And as human beings, it will be considered on its own merit. But if you don't say anything, then after the period, then we look at it. But the period will be 3 years. If you have a BSc in accounting, 3 years. If you have a first class in a non-accounting area, say you did pharmacy, you did political science, you did economics, and you had a first class, then you have 5 years to, work within the scholarship. So after the 5 years, if you are not qualified, you come back. We don't take the money, whatever we have spent on you, we don't take it from you, but you continue with the fee paying from there.
I'm coming out, look for it. Oh, okay, so there's also a question. Please, has the institute come out with the timetable for November date? Yes, so that's true. Our single, but the institute has released a timetable. You can check on our website for it. There is also a question on whether the November-December date can be rescheduled to January 2021. I doubt. The institute has already come up with a timetable, and we are going to have the exams on November 30th to 4th December. So Edward Apia Pramfi is asking, so does it mean exemptions are based on subject basis or qualification gained? Mr. please take that for us.
They are based on both. And then we look at the subjects that you did. I've already explained that somebody who have an MBA in finance and maybe economics background for the first degree. So he's not done tax and therefore you cannot be exempted from tax. Because if we exempt you, you go to the higher level, and there will be an omission in the knowledge you have to prepare for the higher level. So we look at the subjects that you have done in addition to the qualification that you hold. So for instance, if you have MBA in accounting, in fact, MBA in accounting is as if their programs are almost the same across the country. But if you take, say, MBA in finance, and then you have others, MBA in entrepreneurship, MBA in this, then you could see some subjects have not registered on the transcript. And if they are not on the transcript, then we cannot say that you have the competence to be exempted from those subjects. So we look at the subjects as well as the certificate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So James Brown is asking a question. He says, please, why do ICA members have to write some papers in ACCA to be members of ACCA, but members of ACCA admitted into ICAG membership without any exams? Mr. Adu, are you there? Or Mr. Mensah, any of you can take it.
Well, the ICA, we were allowing ACCA because those who wrote the ACCA, they are brothers in Ghana who wrote. What ACCA does at their end, that one, we cannot control it that much. But in the past, we thought that they were also qualified, and so we will get them to be admitted. We don't know what going forward, maybe something will change, but for now, that is the situation. Many of them, or many of the people who wrote the ACCA are also Ghanaians, and once we thought that their subjects matched what we had here, then we're allowing the membership.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sure the new act of ICAG has a say on this. When it comes up, we'll see how it goes. Veronica Odro Efunwa is asking, please, can the institute get a portal for the associate members of the institute? So Veronica has actually been looking for an opportunity for associate to also be recognized by the institute. She wants to find out if the institute can have a portal or a platform for associate to communicate, just like we have for members and for students. Mr. Mensah, you have a say on that, yes?
This one I'll communicate to the member services director. I think it's a good point and a good suggestion.
Okay, sir. Neo-Dante Franchines, why is that actual graduates are not allowed to apply for the scholarship?
There was a brain behind the scholarship, and the reason I might not want to say much about why we introduced the scholarship, but it didn't come with that. It came with a first class from the university. What we have also done to compensate our students who are here is that there are other awards. So when you do well and you prove yourself, you make a lot of money. So if you write ATWA and you are the best student, just like somebody will be the best student at the university, and for that matter will be giving ICAG scholarship. If you write the ATWA and you are the best student, starting from level 1, you are also giving an award. And the award comes with money, it comes with books, and so many other things. So just like if you do well at the university, you are giving some reward at ICA. Same, if you do well with ICA, you are also giving some reward.
Thank you very much, sir. You are reminded that we have a Google form attached. The link has been pasted on the various platforms. Please complete it for us. Let us know your feedback from this program to help us improve upon going forward. So, Achene Anthony Jonah is, please, what advice will you give a recently qualified CA but a teacher in a remote area and doesn't have practical experience to ease employment in audit and accountants? what advice will you give to someone who is recently qualified but is a teacher in a remote area to help with the practical experience?
Well, qualified at a remote area, you have to have a plan as to how you want to develop yourself. So now you have the certificate, you need to have the practical experience. We plead with you, don't get up one day and say, I'm leaving. Have a discussion with the authorities and let them know. But before you do that, make sure you have a place where you can step, because you also need some money to take care of your daily living. And so you can approach us as we do the internship. We give the internship letters, and then he can find a place where even when he's teaching, in case he's in a place where he can move to the city and do some attachment with some of the firms. And then once you do some with the firms, up to a point, that can give you a job. And then you can actually move. So it comes with some planning. You should plan how he moves out, because he's known money now. He's working, he's being paid. So if you are living and you don't have a place where you move to, that could be a bit difficult. But he can come for some information from us. Then we could direct him to a center closer to him, so that he could be moving there and then learn some of the things that are done with, or some of the things that the accountancy firms they do, and they could give you some practical experience.
All right, thank you very much. So you can call any of our numbers: Accra 0558836988, Kumasi 0243967434, Kipco 0264423839, and Tamale 0249060634. Call if you have any specific challenges, and we'll gladly to assist you. The number is asking, please, I have HND and ICA, 2 papers to qualify, and 7 years experience in an audit firm. But due to circumstances beyond my control, I had to take leave without remuneration to complete the course. I'm home now, but I seriously need a job, not internship. Any help? Yeah, Mr. Mesa, please come in. Yeah.
If she can, this one is a personal, but if she can submit maybe her CV, then in case we hear of any, then we can let her know. There are a few occasions where some companies will come and then they want somebody, and so she should deposit the CV here, and then and she should go ahead and qualify. Sometimes when you are talking about 2 papers to qualify, the public, they don't understand some of those dynamics very well. So I pray for her to qualify maybe at the next date. She should put in all the effort and qualify. And once you qualify, you will definitely find a place. But in the meantime, you can deposit some information, and then if we hear about any of them, we'll let her know.
Yeah, so the number, please contact any of our offices. Our current office is located at East Legon Accountancy House, Kumasi office, Ahojo Roundabout, Nyako Plaza, same building with IPMC and ADB Bank. Our Cape Coast office is located on the campus of the Cape Coast Technical University, first floor of the old administration block. And our Tamale office is under Yamusa building. So contact any of our offices. If you need to call, please pick any of the numbers scrolling down there and then talk to us, and we will gladly accept or assist you. So she comes back and then says she's sitting for the next night. Hopefully she will pass the exam. Now, Moses Tetefio is asking, please, what efforts are being put in place to ensure that the public sector prioritizes the employment of chartered accountants? Is Mr. Adro there? Okay, so
if Mr. Adro is not there, I can help him a bit. Efforts being put in place. In fact, it's been done for long. And I know Controller Accountant General They've changed even how DRA, how they are paying chartered accountants and all of that. And so I think that discussions are ongoing concerning some of these things. But you know, there are things that you need to handle diplomatically because it's difficult to force employers, you know, to do ABCD. But government is recognizing accountants. Now, if you have almost all the audit committees in the government sector, they place accountants on them. They need accountants, you know, to help the accountability in the public service. So accountants are being placed on many of this, and it's by some discussions, by effort from the institute to government that embraced it and they are implementing it. So I believe to be escalated to other places and other sectors of the economy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mensa. So our Gilbert is by this. Please, what time will the November diet results be released as promised in the first outreach program? So Gilbert, like I said, possibly in our third outreach, we are going to concentrate on exams. So please leave this question for our third outreach, which is possibly coming up either at the end of this month or early next month. So save your exam questions for us. We'll gladly assist you when we get there. So Matthias is asking, please, if you had first class in HND and you used it to apply for scholarship with ICA, and unfortunately the period elapsed, can I use my degree, which is also first class, to reapply for scholarship again? Mr. Mensah. So he had a first class in HND, he had a scholarship. Unfortunately, the period elapsed. Now he has a degree, which is also a first class. Can he use that to reapply for the scholarship?
Yes, he can. But you see, it comes to the point I was raising. I'm sure maybe he stopped and he went to do the top up, you know, to end the degree. He should have just communicated to the institute that he was going to do ABCD program, so he will resume after the program. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But I think we'll give him the opportunity to come back and
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So we are going to give any of our testimonials who are on the who are still with us 1 minute to give us their final comment, and hopefully we will leave this platform by 1:30. So any of our testimonials, 30 seconds to sum up whatever you said. If you have any comments to make to people who are asking questions. Final comments for any of our testimonials. If you are here. Okay, Mavis, please, final comments.
So Mavis is here. Okay, so finally, we want to encourage all our brothers out there that they should work hard. And as they work harder, we know that our God will grant their hard work, and He will favor them and give them the success. And eventually, they will pass and they will become chartered accountants. And the job opportunities that they are looking to God will open doors, and they will get whatever they want to get. So we are backing them, we are praying for them, we are pushing them that they should work harder, they should learn. Those who are not yet on board, they should run and count. And as the saying goes, that see open doors, yes, they will really get their doors open after they've started. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mavis, for that. Let's we have Genevieve around. Emmanuel, Joshua, Rama, any of them, if they're around. Just some 30 seconds.
Okay. I'd want to say one key thing is just to encourage the ladies out there. My main key point is to, we are in a very dynamic world now, a very dynamic environment where most of the ladies are now taking up leadership role, higher position. And it's the best opportunity for the ladies now or the women out there to take opportunity of this CA, do it, and qualify and also occupy those big positions. There was a little write-up I did on the hindrance to why ladies normally don't get full position, which probably will be out very soon. But if you're able to get this opportunity like CA, where you can even be able to, at first the CA was a bit kind of challenging because there was no materials and all that, but now things have really been flexible. So it's a good thing to take opportunity of that, qualify, and also aspire to get those great positions and leadership role. And I'm just here to encourage most ladies, especially, to be able to balance the equation where we have more men taking up higher roles, more men taking up leadership position. Now ladies should also take the initiative to, occupy those positions as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jemima. Any other, Mr. Mensah, your final comments?
Okay. I want to appeal to those at the universities. Our children, our brothers, our sisters at the universities, that the testimonies they are hearing, these are people, I saw them with my eyes when they were at the university, young guys, and smartly added the CA to the program they were reading, because many of the universities had also factored in the CA program into what they do. And so as much as it was not that easy, it made it a bit flexible for them to be able to write and qualify. So when they graduated with 2 qualifications. And therefore, this opportunity had come for those at the universities who are waiting to graduate. When you wait and you graduate, you want work. And then if you are not careful, you don't have time to come and register to start writing the CA. With just 300 Ghana cedis, you register, you become a student of the institute, and then you can learn and also qualify to become a chartered accountant. So those are the universities, those doing national service, big opportunity for you to also talk like the way our brothers and sisters are talking today. Thank you, Mr. Hassan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Mensah. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the second virtual outreach of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. Our theme for today has been ICAG and you, the courses of training centers and job opportunities. We've had some serious people on the panel. The first was by Mr. Augustinado, and then we had testimonials from Mr. Imonoko Ano and Ms. Genevieve Dazi. The second topic was handled by Madam Jemima Enyokublenu. She spoke on the job opportunities, the practical experiences. And then we had Ms. Mavis Ajiman supporting her. And then finally, Mr. Patrick Mensah, he's been with us, the Director of Student Service. He spoke on ICG, the courses offered and training. And we had Joshua Ade and Ms. Rama Boachi supporting him. We want to express our appreciation to all who have been with us, the panel members, the testimonials, the team made up of Ms. Joyce Edu, Mr. John Hansen, our regional offices, Thomas Osei, Sandra Safuije, Felicia Anambere, my co-coordinator, Ms. Nana Ekia Fabin, and IT support by Martin Okere, David, and then Kingsford Otu. Our audience too, we appreciate your support for being part of this program. Please make sure you complete the Google form before you leave. We thank you for joining us for this program. Please watch out for our third virtual outreach, which is likely to come up at the end of this month or early part of November. Possibly something on exams to guide you towards the November 2020 exams. And those who had issues with our portal, SMS portal, please be we are informed that it will be worked on before the end of the day. We are experiencing some technical challenges. We hope to resolve it before the end of the day. Thank you very much. This has been me, Al-Hassan Yusuf Traore, a staff of the Institute. I sign out. Bye-bye.
The very essence of leadership is to become more. At ICAG, we stand for leadership and we are inspired to offer more. Leadership stands up to be answerable. We use our national and international conferences to tell our story and hold ourselves to high global benchmarks. Leadership is where brilliance is rewarded. We reward brilliance with scholarships for postgraduate students. Leadership thrives on fresh ideas. Our tertiary business sense challenge makes you see business from a different perspective. Leadership is not about today. We keep an eye on tomorrow by providing internships in high-ranked institutions to inspire the next generation of business leaders. Leadership is acquiring ATSWA, CA Professional, Post-Chartered Diploma from ICAG. ICAG, where leaders become more.